Hello everyone. Today we will talk about the anterior abdominal wall. Okay. This anterior abdominal wall is a musculoaponeuronic structure that is confined to anterior and side wall of the abdomen. It is bounded by, coming to the landmarks of anterior abdominal wall, it is bounded above by the xiphoid process and postal cartilage, that is right and left postal cartilage. Below it is bounded by iliac crest, pubic tubercle, pubic crest. These are the, it is bounded below, and on each side it is separated from the posterior abdominal wall by mid axillary line. It is separated from the posterior abdominal wall by mid axillary line. These are the landmarks of the anterior abdominal wall. Okay. Above by the xiphoid process, right and left postal cartilage. Below by the pubic crest, pubic symphysis, groin, pubic tubercle, etc. And it is separated from the posterior abdominal wall by mid axillary line. These are the landmarks of anterior abdominal wall. Now coming to the clinical importance of anterior abdominal wall. Why we need to do study of anterior abdominal wall? Okay, anterior, first and foremost thing is the physical examination of abdomen is done through anterior abdominal wall. First is physical examination of abdomen is done through anterior abdominal wall. Second thing, whenever the surgeon approaches the abdomen and its content, the incision is taken through anterior abdominal wall. So second thing is incision, and third is the abdominal hernias. They herniate through anterior abdominal wall. So hernias. So what is the clinical importance of anterior abdominal wall? The physical examination of abdomen is done through anterior abdominal wall. Whenever the surgeon needs to approach the abdomen and its content, the incision is taken through anterior abdominal wall. And third thing, that is abdominal hernias may herniate through anterior abdominal wall. These are the clinical importance of anterior abdominal wall. Now we will study about the layers of anterior abdominal wall. Coming to the layers of anterior abdominal wall, there are 7 layers of anterior abdominal wall. And which 7 layers are there? Skin, superficial fascia, I will write down here. Skin, superficial fascia, aponeurosis of external oblique muscle. This is external oblique muscle, externally present but is not straight, that is external oblique. Then internal oblique muscle, then transversus abdominis, then skin, superficial fascia, external oblique muscle, internal oblique muscle, transversus abdominis, then fascia transversalis, and parietal layer of peritoneum. These are the 7 layers of anterior abdominal wall: skin, superficial fascia, external oblique muscle, internal oblique muscle, then transversus abdominis muscle, then fascia transversalis, and seventh is parietal layer of peritoneum. Okay, these are the 7 layers of anterior abdominal wall. Now, the aponeurosis of external oblique, internal oblique, and transversus abdominis. External oblique, internal oblique, and transversus abdominis. It forms rectus sheath. It forms rectus sheath. Aponeurosis of external oblique, internal oblique, and transversus abdominis. It forms rectus sheath. And the lower part of rectus sheath, it turns inward. The lower part of rectus sheath, it turns inwards. The lower part, it turns inwards and is known as inguinal ligament. The lower part, it turns inward and is known as inguinal ligament. This is about the anterior abdominal wall, its introduction, bony landmarks we have seen, then clinical importance we have seen, and layers of anterior abdominal wall. Layers of anterior abdominal wall. Okay. Now we will discuss about the 9 regions of abdomen. The abdomen is divided into 9 quadrants by means of 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines. This is a subcostal plane that is drawn through lower border of L2. This is another plane, that is intertubercular plane, or also known as transtubercular plane, and is drawn through lower border of L5 and these are the 2 mid clavicular plane. So abdomen is divided into 9 regions. So this is right hypochondriac region, left hypochondriac region, this is epigastric, this is umbilical, this is right flank, left flank, this is pubic region, this is left groin, and this one is right groin. So abdomen is divided into 9 quadrants: right hypochondriac, epigastric, left hypochondriac, then right flank, then umbilical region, then left flank, then right groin region or right iliac region, pubic region, left groin region. These are the 9 quadrants of abdomen. Now we will discuss about the another plane that is the questions are frequently asked on this plane, that is about transpyloric plane. And this transpyloric plane, it passes through lower border of transpyloric plane, it passes through lower border of L1. Transpyloric plane, it passes through lower border of L1. Lower border of L1. So the question may be there, what are the structures that meet at the transpyloric plane? So structures meeting at the transpyloric plane, you can remember it by a mnemonic TS, play station of THF. THF, tetrahydrofolic acid. PS of THF. P, pylorus of stomach. S, termination of spinal cord in adult. O, origin of superior mesenteric artery. F is fundus of gallbladder. Then T, tip of the 9 costal cartilage. H, hilum of the kidney. And last F is formation of portal vein. This is about the division of abdomen and various planes. Okay. This is about the introduction of anterior abdominal wall and various divisions of abdomen. Okay. Thank you so much. Keep watching.